Hey everybody, hey, I'm just getting this sent out and we'll get started. We are here going to be working on our Monday night beginner friendly tutorials. Hey Megan, hey Crystal, hey Boo Boo, thank you for the heart me. Sorry I'm a little delayed, but better late than never. We're going to do our last two tutorials in this book, the water droplets and the floral pattern design. This is going to be the colors that I use for the water droplets, at least for the first one. We'll see how we like it. We might switch it up. Thank you so much, Megan, for the heart me and the pops and the moo-moos. So I'll be starting with that BO2 BGO 11, and we're going to go ahead and get started because there's lots of water droplets here. So I'll redo the pattern or the technique as people come in. But it's the first one says draw the shapes with a lighter color following the example. Now this is going to be a little tough, not going to lie, because this is thin paper and this ink is going to spread. So I don't imagine it coming out exactly like this, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to start with the BO2 light minty blue. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that shape. Cinnamon in the house. Hello. Let me get y'all zoomed in a little bit. I hope you're having a great night. I'm going to use, because this is thin paper and we have to do a specific shape, I'm going to be using the detail side. This is the How to Color Guided Tutorial book by Zigzag Mojo. I work in it every Monday. It gives you a scene and it breaks down the parts of the scene. And then at the end of the chapter, you get to put the items together in a skills set page. You're welcome. Here we go. Starting with BO2. I'm going to make this droplet shape. Thank you so much for the follow. And again, this is gonna release less ink because we're using that detail side, so hopefully it doesn't smear too much. And if you're following along, don't forget your protector sheet, your page protector sheet. Also, y'all, if you get a chance, go check out my latest post. I am starting a new series with the new workbook road trip, and at the end of the series I'm going to give away a new copy of the book and a pack of Ohuhu markers, so y'all make sure y'all keep up with that series. This is the BO2 light minty blue, and then we'll be using BG011 if you want to follow along. Yes, Megan, I just did your state today. All right, so we actually did get that pretty good there. I think because we used the detail side, so make sure you use that detail side. I think the brush tip side would probably smear out way too much. Now, I'm nervous that this color might not be, because it's weird. I don't know if you can see this. I picked a color based off here, but if you look here, that color and that color are definitely not the same. So we're going to try it with this one. I think it's going to be too green. We're going to try it. We might switch our color up, but I'm going to be moving to teal. And it says fill the empty spaces with a darker shade. Again, I'm going to use the detail side so that we release a little less ink. Also, I was thinking about this is some very detailed water droplets. Normally, we wouldn't even be coloring droplets this large, but it's still fun to practice, I guess. So here we go. I think I may have needed more of like a true blue. But maybe this is like pool water, or maybe from a tropical area. I don't know. But I hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. Happy Monday. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tristan, and I do beginner-friendly coloring tutorials. Well, I don't really want to say it's tutorials, but beginner-friendly coloring on Mondays, where I walk you through this how-to color book. Hey, boo, I just got on. We've only been on for about 5 minutes, so you have not missed much. Okay, so we did number 2. All right, number 3 says add white highlights for shine. Now, I'm going to use a pen I don't normally use. I got this pen with a, it was like a bonus buy on Wooks. It's the Ohuhu gel ink pen and in white. We're going to try it. I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I've been looking for an excuse to try it. So here we are. We're going to add white highlights for shine. Oh, yay. I'm so excited. And look, you're probably having the vacation blues, like coming home and being sad about not being back on, on vacation. So I'm glad that was such a nice little pick-me-up. M87, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Okay, there's our water droplet. I do want to change the colors, I think, for practicing the next one. Let's look at another water combination. I like the light blue, so I'm going to keep that. But I think I'm going to try more of a, like a process blue. Yeah, let's try process blue. Okay, so we're going to try for the next water droplet, keep BO2. But we're going to switch to trying B112. Oh no, coming back to a full week of work too. That's the worst. All right, so we're gonna follow those same steps. If you're just coming in, draw the shapes with a lighter color. So let's try that. I miss y'all this weekend. We had a lot going on. Oh, thank you, Megan, for lighting up the gallery. I'll get you a sticker. We had a lot going on, but also the boys had their cousins day, and so I just didn't go live. They get a little rowdy and all that, and so I just took the weekend off, but I did miss you guys. Let me get Megan a sticker, macaroni and cheese. Okay, how about this little cutie patootie? Thank you so much. And Megan with a finger heart and a donut. Look, I know it's supposed to be a bag, but why does it look like a bra to me? The cat's done got into the laundry. Oh no, that is awful, Patricia. I mean, I would like the extra sleep, but I don't know. I know, especially if you're not expecting it. Barbara, thank you so much for the likes. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Okay, so we're going to fill in the empty spaces with a darker color. Remember, we are trying a new color combo, B112, process blue. Yes, it's been raining here all day. If y'all are just coming in, I was letting everybody know earlier, be sure to check out my latest post. I'm doing a series in the new Wooks Road Trip book where every day I'm going to post a video of coloring in it for the 50 states. And at the end of it, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And so throughout the series, I'll release more information on the giving, but I want to make sure y'all keep up with it so you know when the end gets near, there'll be a giving. I don't want y'all to miss out on that. Now, there isn't anything you have to specifically do before the last one, but I just think it'll be fun to kind of, you know, keep up with the 50 states. Okay. Now, I want to do it in a little bit of a different way. I want to do the shapes the same kind of, but I want to do a blend and see how that looks. So I'm going to actually use my brush side. I like that water combo better. So instead of having that like harsh, and this may not turn out well at all, but I just wanted to see. But also, you know, I was so excited. As soon as I saw the book release, I knew I wanted to do a series of the 50 states. And I thought it would be neat to add in, one thing I'm doing with the 50 states is add in different facts. Because, you know, Kristen can only pick, you know, 1 or 2 things really for, each state. So I thought it would be neat to kind of do additional facts. So as you follow along in the series, you'll learn a little bit more about other states. Okay. All right, there's a little more blended look. Do you? Nathan's Gaming, thank you for the you're awesome. You're awesome. Do you? You know, I do understand because she wanted to put it there because some people might not know. Like, everyone associates Mardi Gras with New Orleans. So I did think at first like how odd it was because I feel like that should have went with New Orleans. But I do see where she's like, you know what? This is a fact that some people might not know. So let me put it in there. So I mean, I get it. But I did that one today. Hey, Lisa. Hey. And if you haven't seen it, I posted my video of it. But this was my first page in the road trip book. I even have a complete flip through. This is the new Road Trip USA book by Wooks. And on the front is the picture that represents the state. And then on the back, she has the state that it goes with. So there's a complete flip through on my page if you want to see all of the states. And then there's a video that tells you about the series that I'm doing. Oh, okay. Nice. That is so awesome. Y'all are awesome. Alrighty, so let's do one more water droplet for anyone that is new coming in, and then we'll switch to the circle droplets. And you know what? I think I want to try a little bit darker of a lighter shade. Let's go with Cotton Candy Blue. So I'm going to add, for this one right here, we're going to keep the processed blue, but we're going to try the B08. Okay. Hey, Franny B. All right. So I'm going to follow the original steps, but I'm going to be using B08 and B112. Oh, I keep making this too big. Oops. that's okay. I'm going to cover some of that up with the darker blue. Also, I just noticed how loud my fan is. It's kind of like rickety sounding, like something's loose. I apologize. We need to get that fixed. Hopefully y'all don't hear it too bad in the background. Okay, this is my favorite combo so far. B08 and B112. I need to save that. That's another reason I like these little books, because you can play around with it. No, Brian got fan premium. And actually, this fan does need to be updated. It's really, it is kind of old. Not gonna lie. Girl, I'm gonna kick you out of here. I like that one. Yes, we need to get a premium fan. Security, get her out. Somebody come get her. Ding, 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 we have a winner. I like that water drop. Okay. Now we're going to try this one. The one thing I am going to put in there with it is the a colorless blender. And I'm going to use, oh, look, Lord, look, I done smeared it. Of course, my favorite water droplet, and I'm going to smear it. Yes, it's my favorite one. The color combo is perfect. I'm going to use these two colors in a colorless blender, and we're going to start here. Well, actually, let's not use a colorless blender just yet. Let's just do it the way it tells us to. And I'm going to write the color combo here. B08, B112. And it says blend 2 shades smoothly. So let's do it smoothly. Happy Monday, Mel. Welcome in. So we're going to do our lighter shade from here. And go a little further than you think you need. So about here, and then I'm going to overlap it with that blue. All this blue and water is making me want to go swimming. Okay, I'm going to repeat the same thing over here. I want to do 2 of them like this. You know what I'm going to do is bring that back a little bit more. Hey guys, if you're new here, hi, I'm Tristan. I do beginner friendly coloring with you guys every Monday. Okay, it says add a shadow on the surface beneath the droplet on the lighter side. Mads, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. And I'm assuming it's using the darker shadow, like a dark. It doesn't say, like, what? Add a shadow on the surface beneath the droplet or the lighter side. So it didn't give us a color for that. That's weird. I think I'm gonna use. Okay, hold on. I gotta find me a shadow shade. I don't like that. Maybe faded teal. Maybe faded teal. We're gonna try faded teal. I don't know if we're gonna like that, but. Okay, and then it says draw the highlights. We're gonna do our highlights. Again, I'm trying to use this new Ohuhu pen. It seems to be doing okay, actually. Oh, yes, for Faded Teal, the number is BG114. And here, I'll add that. BG114 for our shadow shade. The only thing that is rough on is these ballpoints is it's hard to do like a second layer. Patricia, thank you so much for the Moo-Moos and the Go Pops. Okay. Oh, goodness, yes. Thank you so much, Patricia, for the hat and mustache. Lighten up the gallery. Let me get you a sticker. Here's a cute one. Good vibes overflow. That's what we have here. Good vibes. Let's get you in the book. Look, y'all, we're getting close to the end of this. Well, I guess I shouldn't say too close. I guess it feels closer than we are. It's cool to kind of look back and see how we've evolved with stickers and such. Patricia. Did anyone do anything exciting over the weekend? When I fill this book up, I'm going to have to do a whole flip through, but I put the starting date to see. We started stickers in February, and look, we started with like heart me's and things. That's so crazy. Look at all these stickers and names and just like, ugh, I just love it. Thank y'all so much. Y'all will forever have like a little stamp in my heart. A sticker in my heart. Okay, I need to finish the highlight here. Okay, I want to do it. I'm going to use the same colors, but I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to shade it in a little bit different of a way. I feel like this is a very beginner friendly right here. But if you want to step it up just a little bit, when you're doing a circular, with this droplet being circular, I like to like figure out where your highest point is and kind of start here and work your way out that way instead of from the side like that. I mean, obviously if your shadow is, if your light is coming from that way, but this will just be a little step up and make it a little more 3D looking, spherical. Is to put your lightest point there. That makes sense. See the difference? This looks a little more 3D-ish. That looks a little more flat. And then I like to do, I'm going to use a different pen because that one is a little, once it gets going, it's fine. And then kind of do like a little circle. See it? I like that difference. A little different there. If you miss it, I'm going to do it again. I put my lightest point here. Let's do it from like down here. just to make sure, like, I try to get a little bit of that darkness right there to make it give a little bit more of a 3D feel. And we'll put our... This is making me think of the eyeballs in the book, the audiobook we've been listening to. Okay, and then let's do, we did it up top, down bottom. Let's do it from over here, I guess. Alrighty, and then this will conclude our water droplets. And there's a couple different ways to do water droplets. Hello, Sylvie. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Oh no, not the tapper left in Aruba. I love that you took it though. Hey, Maddie. I'll talk to you later. I hope you feel better. Thank you so much for popping in. All right, there is our water. So we're going to, let me get this dry real quick, and we're going to work on our next page. Thank you, Maddie, for the moo-moos. Evelyn with a follow. Thank you so much. If y'all are new here, hi, I'm Tristan. I do beginner-friendly coloring every Monday, and I usually work in a how-to guided book. We're actually almost finished with this one, and we'll be moving into a new one in about 3 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be this one, so if you haven't picked it up yet, you're going to want to. It's a really awesome, and I'll be working in this every Monday. It'll give you a scene, and you pick your colors, and then it takes parts of each one. Like, it'll have the water plant, the frog fairy, the leaves, and the rocks. So, like, how to color the water lily pond, here, how to do the leaf, how to do the frog, and then you get to put it all together here. And so this is just a little bit of what I do every Monday if you want to follow along. We are on our last chapter in this book. We're going to be working in this floral pattern. So what you're going to want for this is a light green, a dark green, and acrylic white. Now I'm going to be using an acrylic. Let me just show you what I'm about to be using. Okay. I'm going to use pale cobalt. Nope, just can't. Wait, hold on. Back it up. Oh, yes. And Patricia, I do have it in the Discord underneath Monday nights. If you scroll up a little bit, there's 2 LINKs where you can find it. It's You Can Color This Magical World by Willow Lake. All right, for the light background, I'm going to be using for G44, which is sea glass green. Okay, perfect. So that's going to be our background color. And then you can use a dark green if you want to, an alcohol marker. But to get the best little flower pattern, I suggest using an acrylic marker, either a brush tip or a gel pen. I'm going to be using this gel pen by Longguo, and it is number P650. I'll write all the numbers down 1 second. I just feel like this is going to give me the best control for my flowers. Here's my little writing pen. So G44, and then I'm just gonna put acrylic, because you can use whatever, like any kind of dark green. And then when we get to the towel here, I'm going to use a dark green for the bottom part. You can use whatever. I'm going to try this pale cobalt green though. But you don't even have to use green. You can use whatever you think will be cute. You could leave it white. But that's what we're going to be using. And then you're going to want a white acrylic pen for this. So we're going to lay down, it says fill with a light base color and then draw lines along it with a white gel pen. So we're going to take the G44 and lay that down for step 1. Don't forget your protective sheet. If you're new to alcohol markers, they do bleed through the paper. Even if you use even if you have cardstock, it may not bleed through as much, but there still will be bleed through, and you're not doing anything wrong. That's just how alcohol ink works. It's meant to soak into the paper, which is what gives you the seamless blend, versus water-based ink, which is what you're probably used to using with like Crayola, things like that. That just sits on top of the paper and it doesn't give you this seamless blend. So don't think you're doing something wrong if it's leaking through. It's going to. So you're going to want some kind of protector page. They have plastic ones. I don't love those. I just like a piece of scrap cardstock, and I use it over and over again until it's falling apart. And then I use a fresh piece. Okay. Look how nice that is. Now, if I had stopped in the middle of that and given that ink time to dry and then went back and colored, it would have made a little streaky line, because alcohol markers are meant for layering. Okay. Once it starts drying and you start going back over it, it's going to layer and you're going to get those lines. Don't say thank you so much for the heart me and welcome to the Hot Mess Express fan club. Another thing that helps make that flawless, smooth print look is a brush tip. If you haven't tried a brush tip alcohol-based marker, they are meant to do coloring like this. Okay, since we're going to be using an acrylic pen, you do not have to wait for that to dry. So I'm going to go ahead with a white acrylic pen and lay down these lines. I'm not worried about them being perfect, but you could use a ruler if you wanted to make them straight. And actually, if you look, even the lines in the example aren't exactly straight. So it makes me think the pattern may not have to be straight. Well, they're going sideways. All right. Add leaves, alternating sides along each line, plus white dots around them. So on one line, we have the leaves facing down, and on the other, we have the leaves facing up. So that's what I'm going to do. Be careful. This is still probably wet, so you don't want to hit that. You can wait for it to dry if you want. I'm going to just try. Be careful. Press, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. And we're going to do these leaves. If you're wanting to be able to do designs like this on top of alcohol ink, you're going to want a set of gel pens or acrylic pens. I find that gel pens are more beginner friendly. Acrylic pens are almost like paint brushes. They are, they take a little bit to get used to, I think. And I find more beginners struggle with acrylic versus a gel pen. But if you're already been in the arts, then you may not have as hard of a time adjusting. Yeah, it's crooked, but this is just a practice book, so I'm not too worried about it. It happens. If I was doing this in a coloring book and I wanted my page to be great, then I probably would have used a ruler. I keep a ruler by to do that kind of stuff, but that's what I like about practice books. It's just practice. Miriam, thank you for the follow. All right, so this one is gonna be... Isn't it? And look, I'm really excited because we may start it tonight, but our next page is the skills page. So everything we've been working on in this chapter, we'll get to put it together. So here's our towel and our donut that we did. There's our water droplets, our cheese, our tiles. It's going to be cute. I'm excited. I know this is going on a towel, but this would be a real... Oh, man, I did it upside down. I did it wrong. I lost my train of thought because I did it wrong. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. This would be a cute pattern to keep for a wallpaper, too. Yes. Am I going to make what today? Good. Am I going to do that skills page? I probably will start it. Oh, and then it says, okay, the circles. So the circles are going to actually be the middles of our flower. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to lay my flowers down first and then go back and add my middle. I think that's going to be easier. So it says surround each right dot with a darker color, but I'm going to just go in with my darker color first. Does it? I'm going to draw these circles. Yes, we're going to start it. I don't know if we'll finish it. And then look, since this is the little practice box, I'm probably not going to do all of them because it's going to take forever. And we're going to practice it on the towel. So you would just repeat that. Now, with this being a gel pen, you're going to want to wait for that to dry before you apply that white center. Yeah, they are. I love them. They're in Longwow. This ain't really that dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the center. Oh my gosh, if my kids do not come get this stuff out the oven. Okay, that's our practice box. I'm gonna go ahead and start this towel here. Same colors. I'm going to see if that dark shade that I picked out is one that we really like with this towel. Yeah, girl, the kids put a pizza in the oven, and okay, you gotta make sure with this that you work quickly and chase your ink, or you're gonna end up with a streaky towel. And look, hopefully watch the fire alarm go off next. This is just so satisfying. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this darker shade down, that G112. You can do whatever, right? I just thought that the darker green would not look nice with the flowers. It would like tie in the flower color. I also want to find a shadow shade. Jenna Colors, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. If y'all are new here, hi, my name is Tristan. Every Monday, I work in a beginner-friendly coloring like tutorial book and kind of break down what I'm doing. And I have a lot of ladies that follow along, and they have the book as well. But if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing or using, please don't hesitate to send them in the chat. Okay, let's look and find a shadow shade for that green, because it didn't talk about having one up here. But with our towel, you're obviously going to want one. So I kind of think I want one with a little bluish tinge to it. Thank you, Dan. Let's try this pale cobalt. Oh, wait. That's the shade we use down here. That's so funny. Shoot, I don't want one that's too dark. Let's try mineral green. This is why it's a practice, because coming up, so let me just show y'all what the chapter has looked like if you haven't been following along. This is the kitchen chapter. So we got to practice the tiles. We practiced the cheese, the donut. The apple was traumatizing. Tonight we did our water droplets, and we're finishing up the towel, and then we're going to start this page. So this is, so you get to put all of it together. There's your water, your donut, your tiles, your towel, your cheese, your fruit. The rotten apple. I know, girl. I know. I'm like, let me skip that page so fast. We don't need to know the rotten apple. Okay, we're going to try this mineral green for the shadow shade. I don't know if I'm going to like it. We're going to see. G012. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for the love you so much. It is dark. It is almost as dark. That one almost looks lighter. Jelly Bean, thank you for the follow. It makes me nervous. Oh, well, we're going to try it. Okay, so we've got this bar here. So there's going to be a shadow there. And then the fold where the towel is going over, shadow there. Thank you, Cheryl, for the follow. G036, Stephanie said, might be a better one. What's the name on that one? That don't look too bad now that it's drying up, actually. And then there's like this little fold here. And the fold here. Okay. Yeah, that's actually, it's not that bad. I don't mind it. Okay, now let's see if we can find one for this. Let's try the so this is G112. So let's try the Dusty Jade Green. Sorry, I couldn't find it because I put it in the wrong spot. Okay, we're going to try this for the darker part down here, G113. Hello, Amber in the house. Hey, girl, hey. And we're going to extend that line here. It was good, Crystal. I did end up trying the cheddar burger that Megan suggested, and I got their cheese bites because I love cheese. Y'all know I like cheese, and it was really good. All right, I'm also going to do a shadow along the bottom just to practice and get that going. Heathy loves crafts. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. It was really good. I enjoyed it. And look, I'm actually going to bring this up. Actually, look, y'all, that shade lightened up really nicely. Aw, thank you, Swan. Where are you from? I did. I told Mr. Moo that I would like to go back because I want to try something else. Like, I want to try their quesadillas. Did you, Crystal? Me too. I haven't colored any more on it because I'm going to color on it live with y'all again. But I did. I had a good time. All right. Now let's bring in our flowers. So I'm going to get that gel pen. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Back it up. Back it up, Terry. We're going to do our white lines. Okay. Let's do our white lines. And I'm going to make them a little wavy on purpose. Because if you look here, they are kind of wavy. They're not perfectly straight. Hey, Ghoul. This is the book I'm working in currently, but I'm actually almost done with it. I have almost done the entire book. And I will show you the book I'm about to start working in. This one is set up in chapters. So it gives you all the elements of a scene, and then you get to put all the elements together. You're welcome. It's a really good book for anybody, beginner or not. But this is a flip through of all of our completed pages. This was our mermaid page. This will actually be the first book I've ever completed every single page. You can get it here on TikTok Shop or on the Zon. There is a pathway in my bio that can bring you to the Zon, or you can look for it here on TikTok Shop. I don't have a showcase right now, unfortunately. It's a long story. But flipping through. So cute. This is the chapter we're on right now. And then I'll show you on the title page one more time. But if you like following along, because a lot of people get these books and they follow along with me every Monday, this will be the book I'm going to be starting in about 2-3 weeks. It depends on how long it takes us to do the skills page. But this will be the next one. And it's, you can color this magical worlds. Right. Long story short. Or if you're my son, short story long. I'm like, give me the summary. Give me the cliff notes. I need the summary. This book kind of works the same way, but it's magical worlds. So the first chapter is just all about the magical creatures that you're going to practice. And then it gets into chapters. So it'll give you a picture and it'll break it into parts. And you pick your colors. And then it'll show you how to do each part. Hey, Jenna, welcome in. Coffee, thank you for the follow, or Coffea. And then you get to put all the parts together. So like those were your practice pages. Here's where you can apply it. And it's a huge book. It's got lots of adorable things. Like that. So I'll be starting this in, I would say about 3 weeks probably. On Mondays, every Monday night. Look at that. This is going to be such a fun book. This is also available on TikTok Shop or the Zon. And if you want any of these books, there is a path in my bio that will take you to my Zon front, and they're linked there. All right, let's get back to our little towel here. I hope you're having a great night, Jenna. How was your weekend? I want to say, I think this one was like 16. I can't remember how much the Willow Lake one was. I want to say they're both in the teens, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Do I have this on here? I'd have to look it up. All right. This is going to be my only line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my leaves. Okay, let's try. Now, the towel you can see here is kind of folded over and going this way. So instead of going straight down, I'm going to follow this curve of the towel. So kind of coming down like this. I do. Yes, you can find me on YTube. I know, that's my favorite song right now. I was resisting, Crystal. I was resisting. But yes, I do have a YTube. It's the same name as here. Again, you can find in my bio, I have a tree there that has all my paths to everything. But I do put my live replays there. There's a few that are super fans only. So if you ever don't see a live replay uploaded, it's because it's unlisted for my super fans. So right now, Thursday nights, we have a Doodly Bugs color along. That one is only available to super fans. And then Monday nights, starting with the new book, is going to only be available to super fans. But other than that, you can find all my live replays there. Sometimes it does take me a couple of days to get them uploaded. But super fans get the TikTok share and have access to them immediately after the live. Thank you so much, Ambrosia and Kimber and Belle, for the follow. Vika's Diary with a follow. Welcome in, y'all. My name is Tristan. I color daily. And I do live tutorial. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry. I'm trying to answer comments and think and talk at the same time. I do live coloring daily. Usually I'm off on Wednesdays. And I do beginner-friendly coloring in coloring workbooks on Mondays at 6 p.m. Central. Sylvie, Sylvie, if you look in the disco and go underneath the Monday coloring, I posted there the pathways to get them, but they're here on TikTok Shop and they're on the Zon. The base color is alcohol. The top one that I'm using right now is in acrylic. Thank you, Kimber. Yeah, so if you ever want to do these little details, these exact details without the running of the marker, you're going to want an acrylic or a gel pen. If I try to do this with an alcohol marker, it's going to spread and run on the paper. So I always suggest for beginners, you're going to want a white detailing pen, acrylic or gel. I suggest gel for beginners, or an acrylic gel, something that's like ballpoint or not brush tip. I feel like those are a little more advanced. Not that you couldn't learn, but I just did, if you're worried about getting frustrated, there's just a little bit of a learning curve with the brush tip acrylics. I feel in my experience and talking with other beginners, Carla and Maria, thank you so much for the follow. We are about to put this into practice on our skills page. And I'm really excited to see it come together. All right, I'm going to use this gel pen to build these flowers. Again, if you use this, I'll show you the difference between trying to do it with an acrylic. So you see the acrylic, you get a very defined space. The ink stays exactly where you want. Oh, my Lord, the puzzle piece. Sorry. And then I done scrolled out of my own live. Oh, Jesus. Take the wheel. Take the wheel. TikTok be getting on my nerves. I know TikTok hears me talking and it wants to sit here and be like, we've noticed inactivity. What inactivity? Okay, anyway, sorry. Mini crash out. As I was saying, you can see the acrylic or the gel, whatever. It sits exactly where you put it. It doesn't run or anything like that. But if I was to take an alcohol marker, now you can still get a flower. Like, that's not the issue. But sometimes it's just hard to get a very small, defined flower. Okay, you can see how it's going to run together and bleed, and it's going to be a little hard to get that smaller, defined. Like, not that it's impossible, but I mean, if I was to put my white acrylic there, it's going to be fine. I mean, if you don't have anything else, use what you have. But if you're wanting to get the best out of it, I would go for a gel pen or an acrylic pen. You're just going to be able to get more defined in a smaller space, if that makes sense. Now, I'm only going to do a couple of these because we're going to go ahead and go into our skills page. And we'll go ahead and do our towels since we already have all of those out. This was just a practice to get us ready for the skills page. What do y'all say? Is that okay? Do y'all mind if we move on to the skills page? XCB and Miss, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Let me let this dry real quick. I think we have some good colors picked out. I'm not really even worried about it smearing because I'm done with this page, but I just don't want it to leak through the page. Hannah, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We are just now finishing up this practice page, and we're about to put our chapter, just one more if you're just coming in. This is a chapter we've been working on. We're about to put all this into the skills page. This is our skills page. And so I just want to show you, because I may be going back and referencing, like, okay, what kind of colors did I use? What do I want to use here? What are we going to start with? And since we just did the towel and we already have the towel stuff out, we're going to go ahead and start with the towel. I'm so excited. This is it, y'all. This is the last page. If y'all don't know, this is what I started. When I started coloring on live back in the end of December, this past December, this is the book that I started in. And so it's crazy to think that we're finishing it. Oh, it's like bittersweet. I don't know. Okay, we're going to start with G44. You're going to have to watch me color this towel again. My bad. Oh, if y'all have any questions, don't be afraid. Ask away. I know. I can't believe we're about to finish our first book together, you guys. I have done every one of these pages on live with you guys. Now, some of them are not saved because it took me a couple of months before I started posting my replays on WatTube, because I didn't know you had access to your replays. And then they expire after 30 days if you don't download them. So you won't be able to go back and find my first ones. But I did take some clips and put them here on the TikTok. Hey, Amy, welcome in. We're starting our last skills page. Oh my goodness. And I know we have some OGs in here who started with me. Thank you so much for the heart me. All right, we're going to use this G112 for the bottom. Hey, Ames. Yes, it is so satisfying. I love, if you're new to alcohol markers, they are made to do this type of coloring. The ink soaks into the paper, so it does bleed through. That's normal. You're not doing anything wrong. So you want to have a protector sheet. They do make plastic. Actually have one right here. Just kidding. No, I don't. Or I just use a regular piece of cardstock and put behind it. But that's normal. The brush tip helps too. You're not going to get this effect easily from a detail side or a chisel tip side. They have different purposes. Yay, Amy. I'm so excited. Look, if you know, I've been speeding through this last chapter because I am so ready for that new book. So ready. And I'm ready for something different. I like that it's magical worlds. Okay, mineral green for our shadows. So anywhere that you see that there's like a fold, But you know what else? I'm proud of myself for sticking with this book because it's been months. So like December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Almost 8 months. Goodness gracious. Okay, we're going to use that Dusty Jade Green for the shadow down here. And now you can tell this one is not dry all the way yet because this is lighter than this. I don't want to do my shadow on here until it's dry or it's going to kind of run more. I think so. I know they have them at Michael's. Does anyone know, can you get these at Hobby Lobby? I can't remember. I know. That's crazy, huh? Neckum, thank you for the follow. Okay, Susie Q said no, not at Hobby Lobby. I know you can get them online. There's lots and lots of places you can get them online. And I think Michael's has them. Now, I don't know what sets they have. Samantha said, love Hobby Lobby. Still hadn't seen them at Hobby Lobby. Okay, I want like this to hurry up and dry. Yeah, they have their own Webby, or you can get them here on TikTok Shop or the Zon online. Okay, KB. Let's do our acrylic lines. Okay, perfect, Samantha. All right, this one's a little smaller. I'm gonna bring this down. Ooh, that one's a little on the funky side. Okay, we're gonna have these going up and this one going down. I do like to draw, but I'm not the best at drawing like these little leaves. Not even just on this towel, but on other ones I've tried to do. I don't know what my brain block is with that. All right, so we're gonna do an opposite. This is gonna go up. Mama Cat, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. We are just starting a little skills page in a how-to guided book. I work in these every Monday. I do go live typically daily at 6 p.m. Central Time. But on Mondays specifically, I do beginner-friendly tutorial, like beginner-friendly coloring and explaining in like beginner-friendly terms. On Tuesday nights, we color and do it. I call it like sensory night, but we color and listen to an audiobook. Right now, we're listening to a book called American Elsewhere. Samantha Renee, thank you for the follow. All right, we're gonna go in with this gel pen. to make our flowers. We're actually going to finish the whole towel this time. I just have to remember to make 5. Our community just teared up. I love these little detailing pins. Oh. No, this one is Longwell. The white pen is actually the one that came in the Crow Muse marker set. And every time someone asks, I say I'm going to look up and see, and I forget. But I don't know if they sell it alone or not. But I got a set of markers from Crow Muse, and it came in that, and it was really nice. I feel like these flowers are just all over the place. No rhyme or reason. Okay, I'm going to use an acrylic brush because I don't have to wait for that to dry. If I use my ballpoint, I have to wait for that to dry because it's going to scratch everything. But with this, I can just like dot some ink down on it, so I don't have to wait. So that's what I'm going to do. Is it talking to you, Crystal? The donut, as long as it's not the apple. The Marker Monster sells an amazing white gel pen, and the price is good too. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I might blow my fan on this just a little bit so that I don't smear it. Do you, Crystal? It is pretty. Okay. That's not completely dry, but hopefully it's dried enough. Now, the next thing I want to do is the water droplets because we already have the water droplet markers out. So we'll be using Cotton Candy Blue and Processed Blue. That's B08 and B112. And if you missed it earlier, this is what they look like. And this one ended up being my favorite combo. So that's what we're going to do. Let's try to remember this shape there. Okay. I'm using the detail side because this is such a small space. And it will release less ink. That is really tiny. All right, let's put in some acrylic. Let me just remember what the... Is anyone else coloring tonight? What are you guys coloring in or up to? Why did I not remember? Y'all, you can tell it's starting to get bedtime. Oh, the bouquet effect. What are you coloring in? Okay, I want to color this. Ooh, the Lola color long. Oh, thank you, Haley. Yes, it does. It is very time consuming for sure. I guess we can start on the tiles. Let me put some of these markers away. That will be the easiest thing to do next. Okay, and for the tiles, I really like the color combo that we use back here in the example, like the practice page. So I really want to go with that. These colors back here. I just have to remember to curve the shadow because I did not do a good job at that last time. The only thing is, I think the BG09, I don't know if I want to use that. Let me look. You've been swatching. Yo, yeah, your new acrylics, girl. Okay, let's see. What did I use? BG09? I feel like that was a little too... Maybe BG05. Let's try that. Oh my goodness, yes. Fall, please hurry up. I got it from Etsy. Okay, B02. B111. Look, that was a lot of the colors we already had out. B111. And B315. I know, girl. I know. They just, ever since everything went askew with my showcase, I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Let TikTok fire me, show. They on my nerves. Okay, so we're just going to follow exactly this. Where it says fill the tiles with the base color, your lighter shade for the larger, and then the darker one for the smaller. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Me and my 4-month-old daughter watch her live. That is so sweet. A lot of them come from lookbooks. Most of them do. I love that. That just warms my heart. I know, Amy, I would miss you too. I really don't want them to fire me. The TikTok rules get on my nerves. This is a book that we're working in. So we're going to go in with that BO2 for all of our light tiles. You're welcome. And this will be another satisfying portion. I always feel it's gotten better because I've been doing it for a while now, but I always hate hearing my voice play back. I am a teacher and all. And look, the calming music too, it makes me want to go to sleep too. A lot of times I have to get off not because I'm tired of coloring, but because I've done put myself asleep between coloring and the music. This is such a pretty color. Y'all are so kind. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Yes. So what Crystal's talking about, if you see some spots coming through, it's actually where the page is getting wet from the alcohol markers, and you can see the color underneath from from my page protector. It's not going to hurt my page or anything, and once the ink dries, you won't be able to see it anymore. Me too. Me too. Especially when it dries, it looks a little darker when it's first on and it's wet, but when it dries, like, look how bright and pretty that is. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. If you're new here, hi. My name is Tristan, and every Monday, starting about 6 p.m. Central Time, I was a little late getting started tonight because we had company, but I color in tutorial books and break it down in a beginner-friendly way and talk about the products I'm using and answer any questions you have. And I do color live daily. And even if it's not Monday, I usually explain what I'm doing, but it's not always beginner friendly. Thank you, Franny, for the moo-moos and the go pops. And I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce that, but thank you for the follow. This is I'll show you the cover one second. It's the how-to guided tutorial book by Zigzag Mojo. And the page that I'm doing right now is a skills page. So I'll show you what that means. This is the book. You can get it here or on the Zon. About $16, I think. But you can see here it's divided into chapters. And each chapter you get a theme. And it gives you a breakdown of the theme. So for this was a pool. So you had the water, the pool noodles, the pool deck, some stones, the grass, all the things. And then at the end of the chapter, you get to put it all together in a skills page. And that's what I like the most about this book, is getting to put the parts together. And we're actually almost finished. We've done the whole book. I work in it every Monday night. We usually get about 2 pages done. Law, thank you for the follow. And when we finish this book, I do have another one that I'm going to be starting by Willow Lake, called You Can Color This Magical Worlds. If you want to follow along, I have lots of ladies in here that have the books and they follow along with me every Monday night. There's that skill page. Janae, thank you for the follow. But this one's such a good book. They do have an updated edition, so some of the pages are a little different. The theming is still the same, but a lot of the details that are drawn in, they don't have them drawn in. So they're wanting you to draw them in. So for example, the chair doesn't have the little crisscross pattern. You would draw that in. Yes, I will show the front again. So this is a chapter we're working in right now. So you can see this was the tile wall that we're working on right now. And this is some of the food that's in the page. And details. And this is what we're working on. But this is the front. Yes, exactly. There's been times where I did sand in this book and then turn around and did sand in another book from learning from this. So this really, I'll be able to take skills that I've learned from this book and apply them in my real coloring life. So it's helpful and it's nice to follow along with somebody. So if you decide, let me show you I won't do a flip through just yet, but this is the book I'll be starting in about 2 weeks. So if you want to grab it and follow along, screenshot it. I'll be starting this in about 2 to 3 weeks on Mondays. MC Streets, thank you for the heart puff. And Alyssa and Frizzy Twig, thank y'all for the follow. So we call Monday nights our beginner practice nights. So right now we are filling in this tile with light minty blue. And because this paper is really thin, or if you're working in thin paper in general, you want to be light-handed. I'm just barely touching the paper. If you're super heavy-handed, more ink is going to flow out and you're more likely to have your ink run out of the lines. Now, it still may happen regardless because this book, with it being a practice book, the pages are ungodly thin. Probably the thinnest paper I've worked with, but it'll help if you are light-handed. Yes, on Thursdays, we have a color along right now that we're doing in the Doodly Bugs Once Upon a Dream. And basically I do the same thing I do here, but I'm walking you through an actual coloring page, and it's more intermediate skills, I feel like. Jacqueline and Sing Lady, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I'll show you the book, an example of what we do on Thursday nights. If you're interested, they have a digital download, so you can still get the book and follow along on the next page if you want, because we're going to be working through this book every Thursday. This was the first page we did. We've only completed one. We just recently started this, but so this is the kind of stuff I'll walk you through step by step on Thursday nights. This was page 1. This is our second page we're working on. And it's the Doodly Bugs Once Upon a Dream. This is the digital download that I spiral bound. So I don't have the traditional cover, but you can find them on TikTok. We have about 2 more weeks left and we'll be starting a new page. Well, so I was looking and I think, Amy, that is another fruit because it's a circle. I think it's like an orange or an apple maybe. Oh, this little piece though. Jess, thank you for the follow. If you want any information on the color along or our Discord or just anything, you have any questions about anything, keeping up with the schedule, send me DM or any of our mods. Franny B, Amber, if y'all are in here, will y'all pin yourselves? Deb, thank you for the follow. I always just recommend reaching out to them if you need a quick answer, because they can get to you a little quicker than I can sometimes. Urban Ink, y'all, thank y'all so much. Thank you for the follow. There she is. It may not let you pin because I haven't pinned anything yet. TikTok's been weird. There we go. They can help get you directed anywhere you need or answer any questions about what we do here. Crystal, thank you so much for the hand heart. Oh, you lit up the gallery. Let me get you a sticker. Fine, man. Okay, we got some cute flowers with a Band-Aid. This is the Benny clip. It's a mini Benny that you get from Wookbooks during their live auctions. They're supposed to be letting us know tomorrow. They were going to count their inventory. I don't know how much longer he's going to be around, but he's so cute. He comes from their books. Thank you, Crystal. Yes, Wookbook, WOOKBOOK. So I'll show you real quick. This is one of their newer books. It's Wookbooks, but this is where I'll show you from real life application of this book. We did sand in our mermaid portion of this, like our beach portion, and so you can take something like this that you learn. So this taught you how to do like this, like hilly type sand. So I colored this page. So there's Benny. Here's Mini Benny. He comes from the book. Little Benny here. Benny. But I was able to take that sand and apply it to this page. And so here's the sand. And so I just found this book very helpful. And you can find them on TikTok. Wookbooks goes live every day, Monday through Friday from, I think it's like 10:30 to 2 Central. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I learned that technique from this book. Fearless Mama, thank you for the follow. And Melissa Rules. Melissa, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You can find this book here on TikTok Shop or the Zon. I don't currently have a shopping cart because I'm about to have my own coloring book published out. So I'm turning into a business account, so I can't put it in my shopping cart. But it is here on the TikTok Shop, and then there is a path in my bio that can take you to the Zon that has it. But this is where it is. This is the title. Thank you, Karina. Sorry I missed your name over here. I try to shout everybody out. Thank you. I'm so excited, Ashley. I've got it's gonna be I'm excited. I hadn't said a whole lot about some of the extras because I'm gonna do like a little reveal with my super fans first. But we're gonna have like a whole little launch of things, and I'm looking forward to it. It's all hand drawn. Well, when I say hand drawn, I mean I use Procreate, but it's hand drawn by me. Like I don't use clip art or anything like that. And actually, I have a full-size book I'm working on, but of course, the full-size pages take a little longer. So I took some of the designs from my full-size book and made a mini book, and that's what's actually going to come out first is the mini book. I'm excited. I'm so excited. It's going to be so cute. Paploy and Kit Kat all around. Thank you for the follow. Well, I think if you're talking about this space up here, I'm pretty sure this is a fruit because it's it's like curved instead of like, you see what I'm saying? Unless I missed something else. At first I thought it was too, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to color it as a fruit because it's curved instead of straight across. Yeah, no, it's okay. I missed it too at first until I started looking. Oh, Amy, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's actually adorable. I'll show y'all some. Now, this isn't the part, a lot of people have seen this. I've shown this on my lives a lot. So this isn't what the super fan, but the super fans are going to see some extra stuff that has not been displayed. But now these are not, the mini pages are final. The mini pages are final. So what you see here is what's going to come out in the coloring book. The big pages are not final. There's some changes I want to go and make, but these are some of the bigger pages, and you can see here, like, they are hand-drawn. I sketched them out, all the things. That's why it takes so long, guys. Like, it's a process, and this is my first book, so I don't have all of my, like, original characters that I can copy and paste into places. But it's like these frogs, and they have the little turtle. We got a little turtle here. They are adorable. Like, some of these are my favorite scenes, like the little mushroom, them being together. There's like some little cameos here where, okay, so we've got this date night. Okay, they're here at their date night, but then look in their house. Where is it? There's a picture of them in their date night. How cute is that? But these are some of the pictures I took from the mini book. or from the big book and are going to be in the mini. So it's like a mini where you're just going to have these like bold and easy type pages. So I'm really excited. And then there'll be some other things that come along with the launch, which, like I said, I'm saving for them to become, they're going to be coming in soon. And I'll be having a super fans only live where they get a reveal for that. And I'll be having a giveaway for some of this stuff for my super fans. So I'm really excited. I'm so excited. Hey, Yaya, how are you? Yes, the butts. Aren't they funny? I love it so much. But yes, I'm excited. Grain and Silister, thank y'all so much for the follow. Thank y'all so much. But I've been talking about this book for so long because I am a teacher. So it's not, I mean, and with me hand drawing them, it takes a while. Like, this is not my full-time job. So it takes a little while. And so I was just I know everybody was ready for something to come out. So I was like, you know what? I have enough artwork. Let's just make a mini book. And that would be easy and faster to get out. And that can be like a prelude to the full book. So I'm excited. Exactly. Like, the super fans have already seen the cover, like the colored cover and what that's gonna look like. So I'm excited. And the title and everything. But I just appreciate y'all's support because obviously this wouldn't be happening without you guys. And I'm just excited. I don't know how to do, but it'll be cool to say that I did that. Because before I came here, that was kind of my background, was in art, was just like drawing, and I like to color, but not like, I didn't know about this world of detail coloring. So when I came here and I discovered detail coloring, I was like, wait, hold up, what? And I just haven't looked back since. So it's neat to be able to take where I started at drawing and kind of put it with coloring and do that. So, and the mini book is going to have kind of like this story feel to it. Like, it starts with her in her moo waking up, drinking coffee, and then all the little things that you might do at the lake in the summer. And it's based off of, which Dragon Lady can tell you, it's based off of things that I could think of that I did with my cousins. We had a lake house. My granny had a lake house that we stayed at in the summer a lot. And like, oh my gosh, let me show you this. The inner tube. A lot of these are activities that we did as kids growing up at this lake house. And the biggest one was this inner tube. Okay, we have a whole story that we still joke about today about this inner tube and how, like, okay, the inner tube had this bottom to it, which is bizarre to me because if you fell down in there and you're being pulled by the boat, you would get stuck in there and like sucked down between the tube and the bottom, and then it's just flat. Y'all, it was terrifying. We have horror stories. And so look, this is the tube, and you can see like he's having a good time, and here's the turtle, he's scared. We would call it was called Big Bertha. And so just things like that me and my cousins did at the lake house, catching lightning bugs and putting them in jars, and all the things, like telling like scary stories in the dark. All of this is based off of things that I could think of that we did. Oh, this is one of my favorite pages too, right here, where she's like looking at the bug with the magnifying glass. Just things that kids do in the summer and like outside. So yeah, exactly, Crystal. And that's what I'm really passionate about, is the creative process. Anita, detail coloring is when you're adding those extra details to your coloring. Like, you're not just laying down one color. You're adding a bunch of details to it. So for example, And honestly, a lot of people have different definitions, I would say, too, of detail coloring. But to me, detail coloring is when you're adding those extra details like acrylics and patterns and where is it? So that is, to me, is detail coloring. And you're adding those extra details, you're adding acrylic, you're adding all of that. That's detail coloring to me. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Whereas, some people would like prefer flat coloring, which is fine, but it would be like, let's just put one layer of color and that's it. You're not adding any shadowing, no shading, none of that kind of stuff. Cheese or donut? Oh, okay. Obviously, I think I would have to go with the donut. Lee, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Anita. Look, Heather, if you're still in here, you know whose face that is? Aaron. He's the one that almost expired on Big Bertha. He was traumatized. And look, we still joke about that. Uncle Clint would be like, "But did you die?" It was so big that 3 of us would be on there at a time. And one time my cousin fell off the tube and down to that mesh, okay? And that's such a stupid, whoever designed that, stupid. So he's like sucked under there, like screaming and like, oh my gosh, stop. So we're like waving, like, stop the boat. And they think we're just like having a good time. No, it was dangerous. It was dangerous. So of course, when I drew the picture, I had to put one of them scared. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send Alana and Charlotte a copy of that book. Marie, I'll show you the cover one second, but it's called the How to Guided Coloring. How to Guided something. Hold on. How to Color Guided Tutorial Book. I've said it like a million times and I can't get it right. By Zigzag Mojo. Yes, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Also, y'all don't forget, I said this in the beginning, but I know there's some newer people in here now. Y'all go see my last video, the last one that's not pinned, okay? I'm coloring in the new workbooks, the Road Trip USA, and every day I'm going to release a video for the state. I'm going to do it in order. And when I get to the end, Wyoming, I'm going to be giving away a new copy of the book and some Ohuhu markers. So y'all go check that out and then kind of keep up with the series so you know to be on the lookout for that giveaway. Yes, grain. I will show it to you. 1 second. Let me do this little tile. So I work in these books every Monday, and this is my last page in this book, and I'll have finished the whole book. So this will be the next one that I'm going to start in about I keep saying 2 to 3 weeks. It's probably going to be 2 weeks. So if you want to grab this book, you can get it here or on the Zon. I think this one is also $16, $17, but I can't remember. Don't hold me to it, but it's super cute. Super cute. It might be cheaper on the TikTok shop. I got mine from the Zon because I couldn't find it on the TikTok shop at first. And then later I went back and I found it. But I can't remember the pricing. But I'll be working in this in about 2 weeks. Because I have a feeling I'll probably finish this book I'm working in next Monday. So not next Monday, but the next Monday. Look, Mel, me too. Me too. So excited. Thank you, Amy. Perfect. Yes. Monday nights at 6 Central. If you do Discord, we do have a Discord where I keep up, that's where I post to remind you of my schedule, or if my schedule has to change for whatever reason, or when we do our color along on Thursdays, I always post ahead of time the colors I'll be using. So if you do Discord and you want to join to kind of keep up with everything, it's not just me, it's for creators in general. I did create it, but you're welcome to share your pages. We share pages. We have a monthly coloring contest. Well, I guess not really a contest. It's challenges that you do, and you get entered to a drawing. So if you'd like to be a part of the Discord, you can message me or a mod. Franny B was in here earlier. Yes, thank you, Crystal. And we will get you added in. That's the best way to keep up with everything. But I do understand that, that space, everyone doesn't do that space. So I try to keep my schedule as consistent as possible, but I am a teacher. So once August starts, sometimes things come up, and I am a mom of 2 teenage boys. One of them will be starting high school band. Goodness gracious. So if I have to change my schedule around, I usually let you know in my Discord. Yes, it's back. Perfect. Thank you. Let me see. Get Franny pinned again. Yep. So Franny might can get you an answer quicker than I can, but she can get you into our Discord and stuff. Grandmom, thank you so much. Be more welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so we're gonna do the Pool Blue B111, and then we'll probably stop there for tonight. I try to keep my Monday and Thursday nights to 2 hours. That way, if you miss it, you don't have that much to catch up on. Which we did get started late tonight. I usually try to do 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8, but we got started late tonight. So we'll do these dark tiles, and then we will pick back up on this next Monday. Thank you, Franny. Now, I will be live again tomorrow night about 6 o'clock Central PM time. And we will be coloring. I'll show you what I'm going to be coloring. If you're interested, make sure you give me a follow so you'll be notified. We started this page Saturday. So tomorrow night, I'll be coloring this live, and we'll be listening to an audiobook. So it'll be a little more relaxed. I won't be chatting as much, but we'll be continuing our audiobook and continuing coloring in this page. Oops. Woo! Yeah, I almost used the wrong marker. Lady Hill, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We are about a quarter of the way through in a book called American Elsewhere. It is kind of like a dystopian, honestly, like Stranger Things vibe about this very strange town where these beings live. They've been kind of like hiding out in this town for years and years. Some of them are able to disguise themselves as people. But lately, something has been murdering them, and their town, like, it's one of those towns where nothing ever changes. It's like very quiet, nothing crazy happens. So now all of a sudden, someone is murdering them, and like things are just not right. And so where a girl comes into the town, well, a woman, she's not a girl, she's like a 40-year-old woman. She comes to this town because she learned that her mother, who passed away when she was younger, had a house there. And she comes to this town in the middle of all this crazy stuff going on. And she's starting to kind of figure out that this town is not normal and there's like some kind of strange element to it. And so, yeah, it's kind of interesting. So we'll be picking up on that book tomorrow. Hey, Queen Jess, this is the How to Color Guided Tutorial book. It's like set up in chapters where it walks you through how to color portions of a chapter, and then you kind of put it all together. Yes, it is cute. I've learned a lot from this book. Thanks, Jess. I do too. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get one. But I finally did. I don't like getting them in the beginning when they're really high. Let me see, friend, because we used a couple of different kinds. Yes. BOA and B112. Yes, ma'am. And then they had this shadow here, which I forgot to put down here, but BG114 is the shadow color. Oh, yes. Those are cute too. Okay, Franny. And then look, if you need the replay, I'll send it to the super fan group as soon as I get off of here, and then I'll get the other one, which I don't know which one you like to watch, but I'll get it uploaded to the YTube shortly. The longest part is waiting for it to process from TikTok. I have to like hit a button to download it, right? But it'll process first. So I have to wait for it to process, which takes the longest, and then I can download it. And then, of course, I have to wait a little bit for it to upload to the YTube. I know, Patricia. I know. And Dewey getting expensive. I found, like, y'all probably have caught on too, but when they first introduce it, it's very pricey because everybody wants it. But I'm like, you would have it first. Like, I do not have to be first. And usually I wait till it's almost like time for it to go, and then it starts getting lower. But I have seen that one come a little down. But I'm the same way, Patricia. I try my best to get it in the teens if possible. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I missed that spot. No, this one isn't a lookbook. It's by Zigzag Mojo. We were just talking about it looks because of the clip. You can get this book here on TikTok Shop or the Zon. There is I don't have a TikTok showcase right now because I switched to a business account, but there is a path in my bio that can take you to my front for the Zon, and I have it there. So obviously Wooks has some cute clips, but I also love, she might be sold out again. I'm not sure, but I like with Love and Color. I got this one from her, With Love and Color. She's here on the TikTok too, and I like her clips. This one was really big. With Love and Color. And I don't know if anybody else in the comments has another cute place that they get clips from. Anyone else have any good recommendations? Yes. So, it just, the difference is, let me see if I have one. Okay, so the reason they're different is it depends on the tips that they have. So like the Honolulu B is for brush tip, because some have a brush and some have a fine. The other ones, I think it's that Oahu. I don't know 100% if it's that one, but they have a fine tip and a chisel tip. Now, there are some exclusive markers that you get in one set that's not in the other set, but the biggest difference is the tips. So when you're buying them, be careful, because like this one has the brush tip and chisel. This one is the Oahu. This one is just Honolulu, and then this one says Honolulu B is the brush and fine. This is brush and chisel. Some have fine and chisel. So that's the difference. And I'm pretty sure that, now I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the Wahoo, that is going to be the one that has the fine tip and the chisel tip. It does not have a brush tip. Well, and it depends on the artist. I prefer the fine and brush tip. Definitely brush tip. And I like the fine tip for it releases less ink than my brush tip. So if I need to work in a smaller space, or a lot of times if I need to blend something, I like to do it with like if I'm trying to get like a texture blend kind of thing on my characters, I like the fine tip. So my preference is the Honolulu Bees. Yeah, and see, to me, the large areas, I'm just fine using my brush tip. So that's why I rather go with the brush tip and the fine tip. The only reason I have that chisel tip is because I needed a refill Like I bought it as a replacement marker and they didn't have the fine tip, so I went with chisel. But you can get nibs and change them out. So that's what I plan to do, is I just plan to get an extra nib and change it out eventually. All right, guys. This is where we're going to stop for tonight. If you enjoy tonight, give me a follow. Come join us again this week. Like I said, tomorrow will be a little bit different of a vibe. We're going to be coloring. We'll be continuing in this page and listen to an audiobook. But thank y'all so much. I enjoyed tonight. I love teaching and sharing information and learning and all the things. So I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Make good choices. And send me a message if y'all have any questions about anything. No, I didn't, Franny. I was so busy this weekend. I did not. And so I'm going to do it on live tomorrow. I didn't even go live this weekend at all, which is not like me. Usually if I miss, I might miss one day, but never two, y'all. Gasp. So I'm going to finish it. Well, I can't even say I'll finish it, but I'm going to work on it tomorrow during book night. So love y'all. It was it. I know I wasn't even on much. Even though I wasn't even on live, like I wasn't even creeping a lot or lurking or anything. But love y'all. Have a good night. See y'all tomorrow.